G'day viewers, how are we doing? There's quite a bit of news now. We've got Season of Reveals 2025 Week 1 for Train Sim World 6. First up, Rhein Niers Bahn from Folles World, which is a third-party developer. And you can discover the Rhein Niers Bahn Duisburg to Mönchengladbach, I guess, route, a beautiful scenic route over 100 years old. And we can see there's quite a selection of modern stock there, so I guess it's relatively contemporary. This is the first project coming up from experienced developers in a new partner program group, Folles World. We'll be able to explore from large fancy stations through massive open fields to big sprawling cities. The Rhein Niers Bahn has it all. It's probably the Rhein Niers Bahn actually, I guess. Get ready for strong focus on freight operations, especially in and around the Chem Park area, and journey across the historic Hohefelder Eisenbahnbrücke. Arriving as our very first new announcement of Season of Reveals 2025, we're also including a brand new developer into the TSW scene, Folles World. I should add at this point, as usual, I read these articles to improve the accessibility of the information for those who can't or won't go and read it for themselves. Discover the Rhein Niers Bahn Duisburg to Mönchengladbach route, a beautiful scenic route over 100 years old, with large stations and big cities to open field and foliage. The route has it all. You can see a bit of a snowy scene here. Development does seem pretty well progressed based on these screenshots, so good to see. It's not being revealed too early, one would hope. For the freight fans, get ready for a strong focus on freight operations in and around the Chem Park area and journey across the historic Hohefelder Eisenbahnbrücke, where the necessary becomes increasingly industrial. Sorry, the scenery becomes increasingly industrial. Why did I say necessary? Anyway, here we see the very industrial area, and ironically a passenger train, not a freight train. I would have thought a freight train might be slightly more appropriate, but it does look very, very busy indeed. Hopefully there's lots of sidings in there for us to go and play in, because that's what would make this cool. We've reached out to their team as they share some news of the first reveal. Noah says, "Hello, my name is Noah." Well, that's a surprise. Some might know me as Folles from YouTube, Discord on the forums, and I'm glad to introduce you to Folles World. I have been given the great opportunity to develop routes and rolling stock for TSW with a group of very talented individuals, and I'm glad to introduce you to our first great project, the Rhein Niers Bahn Duisburg to Mönchengladbach. A lot of time and hard work has gone into this route, and I can best talk about the art perspective and the pleasure of laying scenery throughout the beautiful route, which is over 100 years old. We've all had a lot of fun with development and can't wait until we can talk more about this route. This is just the start. I'm very excited what we have planned in the future. You can see here class 425, the Nicht Einsteigen. So that's a destination from another route, I think. Martin says, "Hello, my name is Martin. Some of you might know me from my YouTube channel Train Sim Play or from the TSC Discord server. I've had the pleasure of contributing to the development of this route. My main role was assisting with research and gathering reference material for the developers. I'm incredibly excited to be able to finally talk about the Rhein Niers Bahn. This route has a strong focus on freight operations, especially in and around the Chem Park area, but my personal favourite part of the route is driving across the historic Hohefelder Eisenbahnbrücke, where once again we cross the Rhine and the scenery becomes increasingly industrial. I hope you'll enjoy driving this route as much as we enjoyed creating it, and fear not, this is only the beginning." So it sounds like they're pretty much finished on this thing, so judging by the wording, hopefully we see this relatively soon. I imagine it will take a long and torturous path through QA, seems to be the norm. Dion says, "Hello, I'm Dion. You may know me from my work in the infrastructure team at Dovetail Games, from other third-party routes for TSW, or from my community projects in Train Sim Classic. I really enjoy helping out others with their route projects, especially with infrastructure, which is what I was responsible for on Rhein Niers Bahn tracks, signals and overhead lines. This route I even got the fun chance to do the timetable. Before I started working on the route, I didn't expect it to be that busy. The traffic is quite heavy, and although there is no S-Bahn line running the route, the section between Duisburg and Krefeld in particular feels like a typical S-Bahn experience. I highly enjoy building all the infrastructure for the route and can't wait to see it completed for release in the coming months. You can see there's an ICE and another local train in the foreground there. Thank you to the team for sharing their shorts. Here's a first overall route map for the route, featuring the 14 stations and additional 9 points of interest, yards, depots and sidings across the line. See in the graphic here the Rhein Niers Bahn route map. And we have Duisburg Bahnhof, Duisburg Betriebswerk. I'm not even going to try. I'll have to learn some of these names, won't I? So it's a 60-kilometre long route with heavy industrial landscape, varied line speeds for dynamic regional and ICE services, lots of freight hubs for shunting and delivery, hop to the hop, Streck Rhein-Ruhr for a longer journey. So that looks like it's quite interesting, actually, and the idea of lots of shunting and delivery, I've got to say, makes me pretty happy, because that's the kind of activity I like much more. I like things with a purpose. And passenger trains, while they're fun, aren't all that purposeful. It's a bit too much like actually work. But anyway, there's 23 stations and points of interest. So it looks like a relatively busy route. Looks like there's a bypass as well, which is kind of interesting. And lots of short bits and pieces all over the place for shunting by the looks of it. So that's kind of cool. And we can't wait to share more from the team over the coming months, and we look forward to seeing development progresses with new screenshots and details in the roadmap, which makes it think maybe it's not quite as finished as you might think. Alrighty, well, that's it for this one. I think we'll probably do a separate video for the others. Alright, let me know if you're interested in this one. Enjoy yourselves, have fun folks, and see ya.
We played a game.